when we look at a person, we think of the person as someone who exists in a present moment. We look at the person and we think this is the person. But actually, by the time we realize something about that person, the person has already changed. Of course, we have no such particular moment when we can understand what the person is or who the person is thoroughly. Why not? Well, our body is constantly changing. Our cells in the body are constantly getting older and eventually dying, and the new cells are reborn, and our blood is circulating. So there's a person who has blood cells at a certain place, and then the blood cells are moving, so they are not in the same place. Of course, the atoms are spinning, so they are also moving. They are never at the same place. And when we look at the person, we see a certain amount of wrinkles, but of course the new wrinkles are being created as we speak. We might not see them, but they are happening. The same thing is for muscles growing or withering, hair changing color, our facial expressions, of course, changing. Those are the physical aspects that are changing in us, and of course we are all the time moving, we are all the time turning, twitching, twirling, etc. But the physical realities that are changing are not so easy to observe, because it is they take a little bit of time to actually make a visible difference. However, emotional states we can observe as they are changing at any given moment. I'm standing here looking at the lake and I'm happy about it, but a second later I realize that my arm is actually aching because I'm holding this camera, so it is not as comfortable as I thought in the first place. So as things change, our mind is changing, our opinions about the world are changing. At some point we're thinking that the world is a constant place, and after listening to me or after watching someone else's video, we realize that everything is changing and that there is nothing constant in this world. Our relationships with people are all the time changing. Of course, depending on what happened yesterday, last night, we talked to somebody, last night we made a phone call, and it may change dramatically the relationship. The relationship can be over by now. So the changes that happen in our lives are constant, and they of course not only happen to us, to our body and our mind, but also to everyone else. Everyone and everything in this world is changing. Nothing stays the same. So if the world is constantly changing, growing, fluctuating, evolving, therefore we can't really be sure of anything that is out there. We can't be sure of what will happen tomorrow. We can't be sure of what is now. When we look at someone, a good way to look at a person would be to see the person from the childbirth, from the birth of the child to all the way to the death of that person. If we see the person growing in life, then we have some kind of a consistent view, some kind of a comprehensive idea of what the person is really going to be or what the person was. But when we are looking at the person who is alive at the very moment, of course we see a very, very small fragment of this person's real being. So our opinions about our people are also very uncertain and are also built on a very small amount of information that we can gather. Therefore, madness, let's go back to the topic of madness. Madness is to be certain of this world, to act as if we were certain of this world. Madness is to make plans that are very serious for the future, because the future is a very short thing and a very unpredictable thing. We have no idea how long it will take, we have no idea what it will be. Of course, it is better to make a plan that you will go travel somewhere, or that you will become someone, a business person, a writer, etc. Better to make a plan like that than not to have any plan at all. But do not depend on your plans too deeply. When you are creating a business or when you are getting into a union with another person for the purpose of marriage or raising children, do not think of it as the constant part of your life. Think of it as a changing, fluctuating, evolving thing that may change in the near future completely, dramatically. So it is crazy to think of life as steady. It is crazy to think of what we are doing as reliable. It is crazy to wake up every day and go to work and live a mundane, regular life, because nothing is regular in this life. So let's be a little bit crazy, as other people think, as most people think. Let's be a little bit crazy. Let's do a little bit crazy things, because they are not so crazy after all.
To be happy with other beings and to make other beings happy is not crazy.